Are you sick of looking at Netflix and you don't know what to watch?
So many movies out there, you don't know which ones are good, which ones were bad.
You curious about what's out there?
I'm Joey Powers.
I'm Don Trettler.
This is The Best Pictures.
The ones you don't want to miss.
Hit it.
Say hello to my little friend.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Winners go home and prom queen.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I don't deserve this. Deserves got nothing to do with it. No sequel for you.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of The Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
Hey, and I'm Don Trettler. Welcome to the show. It's been
We're
a
back.
while.
We're back. It's been almost a year. I think the last time we did a show was it Mario?
A year ago?
I think it was like Easter.
Wow.
I think we went and saw Mario on Easter, and then we did a show the next day. So it's I think it's been right around a year. So
Pretty cool.
yeah, no.
And what have we seen that in a whole year? We've watched a lot of movies.
A lot. I mean, I think we went and saw John Wick after Mario, right?
Right? We saw John Wick.
I mean, in the last year and a half or whatever, we've probably seen like 12 movies.
I went to see, I talked about this on shows over the summer. I saw Indiana Jones. I saw Mission Impossible.
Which one of those two did you like better? Tell me Mission Impossible, please.
Probably Mission Impossible.
hope
Yeah,
so.
because I really felt like,
Harrison Ford's too old to be Indiana Jones.
yeah, it was a little weak. But did you see both of those movies?
I haven't seen either one.
Oh, I said they're cookie cutter movies because they both had some of the same things. Let me see if I can remember what I said about them both. Right? They both had a battle on top of a train. So they're on top of a train and they're
Okay.
fighting
Yep.
somebody.
That's-
Okay.
Yep.
They both had these women that were involved in the story that were you weren't sure if they were on the up and up the whole time. Both of them. So they both had that character.
Right.
Female character. They both were globe-trotting around the world in both movies. And then they both had car chases in tiny vehicles. Now, I mean, that coincidence, that can't be a coincidence.
It's Hollywood. I mean, come on.
It was ridiculous. So I didn't enjoy Mission Impossible as much as I had enjoyed some of the previous Mission Impossibles, which I saw. Because I went back and watched a couple of them, and some of them are real good.
I didn't like Mission Impossible 2, but other than that, I like the rest of them.
I can't remember the names of them. Now the first one that came out I really liked because it stuck pretty much to like the television show. And then there was another one, I can't remember what it was called, but another one several years after that they did an excellent job
Is
with.
that Ghost Protocol, maybe?
Might have been, yeah.
I haven't seen that one, but I really liked 1. I really liked 3. I think Ghost Protocol might have been 4. I think I did like that actually. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think the next one is 8. So I mean,
Wow.
they've made a lot, but they made a ton of money. So I mean,
Overall, I was pretty disgusted with the summer movies. But as we were talking about before, I didn't see Barbie. And Barbie was a big hit. Everybody I know loved
Barbie
it.
was huge. I couldn't believe Barbie made more money than Mario. I was very surprised. I mean, obviously it's Barbie, so you knew it was going to be big, but
Right.
I didn't realize it was going to be that big. I mean, one of the biggest movies of all time. I mean, obviously Oppenheimer was huge.
Opened the same weekend.
Yep, and what a weekend they had. What they call Barbieheimer? or what?
Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer, yeah. It's like it was just like historic. I mean, and Oppenheimer's like 3.5 hours long, and it's rated R,
Right.
and it still made that much money. So obviously, I mean, as we're gonna get to, obviously it was a very good movie. So,
And this weekend was the Oscars on Sunday. So we're like fresh
yes,
after this. But the problem was I didn't see many of these movies.
I haven't seen any of the ones that were nominated for Best Picture. So
I saw Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer. Those were the two.
both of them though, they're both like 3.5 hours long.
They are.
It's like, I mean, we went and saw John Wick. That was almost 4 hours? And like, I had to get up and walk a couple times and stretch my back and stuff. I'm like, I can't sit in a movie theater for that long to watch a movie.
Oh, you want to talk about long? what I did this past like weekend or five days, because it took 5 sittings, I watched the entire Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah, no, that would take me. Yeah,
Because I fell asleep in the movie theater. So
is that you talking about just the 3 or the Hobbit ones too?
I didn't see the Hobbit ones.
Oh, so just like the first 3?
Right. I wanted, because they're still very highly rated on the IMDb. They're still in the
definitely.
8s. I mean, some of the highest rated movies. And I thought, did I miss something? So I had to go back and watch them again. And maybe I enjoyed them slightly more than I did when I saw them in the theaters. And I pretty much stayed awake. I did fall asleep on one of them, but that's my problem because I was laying down. I shouldn't have done that.
I've heard I haven't seen any, but I've heard they're good.
It's pretty good, but I don't. But I think it suffers from the same thing that Dune does. They were really big, long, thick books. There's a lot to them, and there's a lot of battles, so it goes back and forth and up and down. And the Hobbit, not the Hobbit, the Lord of the Rings was split into like different stories. They're following Frodo, they're following Aragorn, and they're following somebody else. So it's like they're going back and forth between these different things happening. And it was like, there's a lot. It's just, there's a lot. If they didn't put them in the movie, people would have felt ripped off.
Oh, I can imagine because it's like a huge cult following, right?
Right.
Like, I mean, people like my sister's second husband. I forget. Gandalf is.
He's like the wizard.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was his cat's name. He was like a complete friggin' nerd. He had all the books, like everything, like the box collection of the DVDs and stuff. Wicked nerd. But he was huge into it, and I feel like that's a lot of people are probably like that. Like, because it's just one of those things. It's like I don't know. I guess it's almost like Star Trek. I guess.
Yeah.
If you're like a Trekkie or whatever, you're a nerd. Like
I'll admit to my nerdism. I'm kind of like weirdly obsessed with Dune.
I was just gonna ask you. Did you go see Dune 2 yet?
I did. I went the opening night. I went
Where'd
down
you go?
and I went to Keene.
Because I can't believe BF had whatever they had last week, and now they have Kung Fu Panda.
Right.
You're passing on Dune.
They're going to wait till April. They have a sign up in the town hall, and it says.
Yeah, until everybody's already seen it. I mean,
I'll go back when it comes to Bellows Falls. I'll
go watch it with you. I haven't seen the first one, but it's streaming on I think Hulu.
Didn't you see the first one with me? No.
No. It's streaming on Hulu or Max. It's streaming on one of them because it keeps popping up on my TV.
It's good. They're both good.
But it's already made like $50 or $60 million more than the first one made.
Wow.
And I mean, it opened to more than the first one made, like in its entirety. It opened to that much more.
Wow.
So I mean, it's big, and I can't believe BF is waiting that everyone's gonna have seen it already by the time it comes to BF.
Right.
You know. So I was disappointed. Who wants to see Kung Fu Panda 4? I mean, I haven't seen Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, or 3.
No.
So I don't want to go see 4.
No,
I'll go see Dune 2 though.
I guess there's an audience for it.
I mean, it opened at like $58 million. So I mean, it's There's.
The weird Dune obsession. Have you seen David Lynch's Dune?
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
It's long, isn't it? Like 3-something hours?
It's not that long.
It's not?
They made a cut of it that was like 3-something hours.
Okay, that's what I think I saw.
Strangely, I mean, normally you hear about that the director doesn't like the shorter cut. Well, David Lynch, it's the opposite.
Oh, really?
David Lynch likes the shorter cut.
Yeah, director,
but he doesn't like the longer cut.
Yeah,
of
directors
that
definitely are not like that.
So it's weird. I watched that one after I went and I saw the second Dune. I went back and I watched David Lynch's movie, and it amazed me how much story he had packed into. It was like 2.5 hours. I was kind of blown away. I thought, wow, I didn't appreciate this. Now when I see the new one and how, I mean, they've had to do almost like 6 hours. Because those movies have to be like 3 hours, and there's 2 of them, and there's probably going to be a third one.
No, I was going to say, there's 2 things I was going to say, because we do have to start talking about the Oscars.
We do.
But one is, yes, there is going to be a Dune Part 3. I've already seen that introduced on IMDb. And 2, we're talking about director's cut. Colin, sorry, I still have not watched Zack Snyder's Justice League yet. I will, but it's 4 hours long. But I want to watch it because I own it, and it looks really good. And it looks really dark, and it gets rated a lot higher than the regular Justice League does.
Right.
It goes from the regular Justice League gets 6.1, Zack Snyder's cut gets 8.0. So, I mean, that's a pretty big difference, but it's also like 2 hours longer.
4 hours is a lot to sit through
that's
in a movie
yeah.
movie theater.
And
At home, you can get up and go to the bathroom and get a snack and even continue it the next
my
night.
attention span, though, it doesn't, like, yeah, okay, we have to talk about the Oscars.
All right.
So I watched the Oscars. Jimmy Kimmel hosted for the 4th time. He's great. He should host every year. He really should. I mean, I've watched the Oscars since, I think, 95 was the first year I watched it. I've watched it every single year since. Didn't like Billy Crystal. Didn't like Whoopi Goldberg. Didn't like Chris Rock. I thought Ellen was actually pretty good. But Jimmy Kimmel, he just knocks it out of the park. He's just
Does he?
He's just funny. You know, he's
I should have made a bigger effort to see it.
he's a likable person, you know. I mean, do you have
TV?
Hulu, right?
No.
Oh.
I don't pay for any of the services.
I thought I gave you all my information.
Oh, I don't think it worked.
I'll give it back to you, but you can watch it next day, like the day after, on abc.com for free.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, you should watch it. No, because he's a great host. He's funny, you know. I had a couple things that I was going to say that he said, but I don't remember now. But he did mention you. Oh no, he said, you know, I went and saw Killers of the Flower Moon in the movie theater. He's like, that movie was so long. I had my I called the post office and had my mail forwarded to the movie theater. He's like, it was that long of a movie. He's like, the average, like the top 10 movies this year at the box office, were the average time were 2 hours and 23 minutes.
Wow.
That's insane.
That's huge.
When you consider Mario was 90 minutes, and that was number 2.
Right.
So, I mean, you put that in with all the other, how long were these movies? I mean, seriously.
That's funny. And if you look back at older movies, they were much shorter. Like the original Dracula was 75 minutes.
Wow. You don't see a 75-minute movie anymore.
No.
That's unheard of. You know, that's insane. But so Oppenheimer obviously ended up being the big winner.
Yeah, which kind of doesn't surprise me. It's
You
Christopher
saw it.
Nolan. Yeah.
Yep.
It was a good movie. I thought there were what I said about it was I thought there were just too many characters. I couldn't keep track of like who all these scientists were that were working on the project or this project or had that theory or whatever. I don't know. I had a tough time with it, but it's a very good movie. You know, I mean, Cillian Murphy's good. You know, Robert Downey Jr. He won for Best Supporting Actor. He was very good.
My biggest 3 takeaways for the Oscars are honestly all 3 Oppenheimer. 1, I was very, very happy that Robert Downey Jr. finally, one of the most talented actors of all time, finally won an Oscar.
I was going to ask you if he had won one before because I thought he won for Chaplin.
He didn't. He was nominated. This was his 3rd nomination. Finally, he won.
What were the other nominations? Do you know off the top of your head?
For supporting actor?
He wasn't nominated for Iron Man, was he?
Oh, you mean for Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah.
No, he was nominated for that. He was nominated, I think, is it the one with him and Jamie Foxx? Where Jamie Foxx is like a homeless guy?
I don't think I've seen this.
I haven't seen it, but I can look it up. But no, that was my first takeaway. The second was Christopher Nolan, obviously
Right.
very deserved. He wasn't even nominated for The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight wasn't even nominated for Best Picture, which is a shame because that was the best movie of that year by far.
Right.
And the Academy actually changed the way they vote based on the fact that The Dark Knight wasn't even nominated, because there was only 5 nominees for the
Right.
max at the time, and now it can be up to 10 because they thought The Dark Knight got snubbed, which it absolutely 100% did. I mean, Slumdog Millionaire won that year, and I know you really like that.
I do.
I didn't like it, but The Dark Knight was a better movie either way. I mean, I think anybody would tell you that that was a better...
And The Dark Knight has maintained. I mean, we noticed that sometimes when a movie opens, it gets really
high,
super highly rated.
and then it drops, exactly.
And that movie has sustained. I mean, because and I think you would agree with this. It's the best of the trilogy. It's the best section of that trilogy.
Without question.
Though the other ones are good too. I like all 3 of the Christopher Nolan Batmans.
Oh, yeah, me too.
But yeah, I mean, he's been on the cusp. I mean, basically, wouldn't you say he's one of the best directors right now?
Without question. Absolutely, without question. I mean,
anything he comes out with a movie, I want to see it, just based on him.
I mean, I think we've talked about it before, but he did Following was his
Right.
first movie.
I just saw that recently.
And then he did Memento.
Right?
And then Warner Brothers was finally like, we're going to give you a decent budget for Batman Begins. And Batman Begins ended up being a huge movie. And they're like, make Inception. Like, we'll give you whatever money you want, hire whoever you want. We're going to give you an unlimited budget. And Inception was friggin' huge. And you could make an argument he could have won Best Director for that.
Right, he could have.
You know, that was an excellent movie. And that was huge. I mean, it made a ton of money. And after that, they're like, all right, Dark Knight, do whatever. And they gave him a blank check. They're like, do whatever you want. You're a genius. And he does. And he deserves it. And the last thing I would say is I was happy Cillian Murphy won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Because he's been, like, most people probably, until this movie, didn't even know who he was.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I mean, the first movie I saw with him was 28 Days Later. And that was an excellent movie. But a lot of people don't realize he was in Batman Begins. He was also in The Dark Knight.
Right.
You know, a lot of people don't realize that. He's been in a few movies.
First thing I saw him in was a movie called Red Eye, where he was was on an
airplane with Rachel McAdams. I own that. Yeah. That was Wes Craven.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. But yeah, no, 28 Days Later, you've seen that, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you lent it to me, and basically,
I'm sure
I
I
had
did.
seen it, and I didn't really enjoy it because I'm not into zombies.
Mm-hmm.
But you had kind of convinced me to go back and watch it again, and I did. I liked it. The second time around, I was like, "Wow, I missed out the first time."
I liked it a lot. The first time I saw it, I was like, "Wow, this is like." It was just different. 'Cause I've never seen a zombie run like that. You know, it's like you're just used to.
Right.
And they're just like, holy, you know.
That's pretty cool.
But
So let's see. So Cillian Murphy won for Best Actor. Oppenheimer Best Picture.
Yep. He won Director.
Nolan Best one.
Nolan.
Let's see who was the
Robert-
Best Actress. Oh, Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. Yeah.
What do you think? You like Emma Stone?
Apparently, she's a good actress. I didn't realize this was her 5th Oscar nomination.
Wow.
I knew she'd already won a previous Oscar for La La Land, but this was her 2nd Best Actress Oscar, which honestly, shockingly, she has as many Best Actress Oscars as Meryl Streep.
No.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Meryl Streep has 3 Oscars, but only 2 are for lead actress.
Wow.
So, you know what? She might have won a 3rd one actually recently. I might be wrong on that.
Meryl Streep could have kept. She had a streak going where she was nominated every year, and she probably could have won every year too.
She has like 100 friggin' nominations. It's insane.
She's amazing.
It's I don't know if you watch Modern Family.
Oh yeah, I watched the first couple seasons.
Cameron, one of the characters, he's talking to a woman at like a thing for Lily, and she's like, "Oh, I can't believe they cast Meryl Streep in Mamma Mia. She was terrible." He's like, "They could have cast her as Batman, and she'd be brilliant."
Right.
Like, you know, it's like, it's just funny. No, she only does have 2 Oscars for Best Actress.
Wow.
So Emma Stone literally has as many lead actress Oscars as Meryl Streep. That's insane. Because she's 35 maybe? I mean, she's younger. She's got to be younger than me, I think.
Yeah. She hasn't been around all that long.
No.
That's pretty amazing. That's and Divine Joy Randolph won for Best Supporting Actress from The Holdovers, which I didn't see, but Alex saw it.
That's Paul Giamatti, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he said he was raving about it. He thought it was an excellent film. And I said, was she really good? He goes, yeah, she was excellent. So.
Well, I think Paul Giamatti is pretty. I think he's.
He's always good. He's
Yeah.
always good.
I think he's good in everything he's in.
So we running out of time?
I don't know. I think we're making Colin. I think Colin falling asleep there for a minute. So
We better wake him up.
he's bored.
What else? I'm trying to think we talked about Robert Downey Jr., Best Supporting Actor. So let's see. What was I looking for? Best Cinematography. That was for Oppenheimer. I don't know what the Huyven. Anyway.
Yeah, I can't pronounce half the names.
He's like one of the best cinematographers there is. Best Adapted Screenplay was American Fiction, which I don't know. That didn't really get great reviews. I felt like that might have been one of the movies that they kind of threw in as a token. Hate to say that, but
No, I think you're right though, because I think I want to say I looked that up on IMDb and it only got like 6.4, which to me, I mean, that's not bad. 7.6. I guess I was thinking of something else.
Best Documentary Feature, 20 Days in Mariupol, which I had read about ahead of time. That was a movie they were raving about, so that's not a surprise.
I'm still disappointed Mario wasn't nominated for Best Animated Feature.
Where's Best Original Screenplay? Oh, Anatomy of a Fall. We were talking about that, but neither one of us saw that movie
I haven't
either.
seen that. I'm interested in it though. If that's on Netflix or anything streaming,
For
that
two guys
own?
that have a show called Best Pictures, we saw very few.
None.
Though you know what I looked at, went back and I looked at last year's Best Picture nominees, and I had seen most of them. I think I saw 8 of the 10, or 7 of the 9, or something like that.
Don't tell me.
I was surprised by how many I had seen.
I'm trying to think what one. Oh, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Right.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
I don't think I've gotten through that movie yet.
You fell asleep a couple.
I've tried to watch it a few times.
Do you still have it, or is it back at the library?
No, it's at the library. You can get it if you want, I'm sure.
I don't. I can't. A woman suspected of murder after her husband's death. Their half-blind son faces a moral dilemma as the main witness. That's the description of IMDb.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets
Sounds good.
7.8.
That's very good.
Yeah. So I definitely something I'm going to look into if it's streaming. I might watch that tonight, depending on how long it is. 2.5 hours though. That's the thing. It's like, why are movies so long nowadays? Like, you can just make stuff like Mario, 90 minutes.
You know what I'm wondering is if they have to figure out a way to get people to watch these movies by making them bigger and more, I don't know what's the way to put it, getting deeper into the stories, more characters, making a bigger production out of it. I think that's
Well, they're
what
making
I'm
me
looking
not
for.
go see them. I can tell you that. I'm not going to go see a 3-hour movie in the theater again. Except for Dune 2. I'll go see Dune 2. I don't know how long. I'm kind of curious.
You could always get up and get some popcorn. It's long.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's on the long side. So I mean, I want to see all these movies. Oppenheimer, I saw. Poor Things, I almost went on Saturday night, but anyway, I want to see it because I've watched probably most of Yorgos Lanthimos's movies. He did, as I was mentioned before, he did The Favorite. He did Killing of a Sacred Deer. He did The Lobster with Colin Farrell.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Which
Is Vince Vaughn in that too?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
I just didn't get into it. I just didn't get into that movie. And he made one, Dogtooth, which was one of his early movies. When I saw that movie, I was kind of blown away. I was like, it was so weird. It was so bizarre, so weird that I just loved it. I thought it was amazing. But I like weird things, you know?
Did you like The Favorite?
Yeah, I did like The Favorite.
Because that sounds like.
And I've really become kind of a fan of Olivia Colman since then.
I remember. Did she win Best Actress in that?
She did.
Okay, I was going to say, I know that was nominated for several Academy Awards.
And then she was on The Crown, I think, for two seasons of The Crown. I've watched a bunch of her movies. What's the one? Tyrannosaur. She was very good in Tyrannosaur. I don't know. I just think she's an excellent actress. Oh, she was in with Anthony Hopkins, and the one that he won the Academy Award for.
The Father?
The Father.
Is that right? Is that what's, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think she was nominated for that.
I'll bet she
Wasn't
was.
she?
Yeah,
I'm
she's
pretty sure
she's
she
just a
was.
great actress. And I didn't know about her. I didn't know about her at all before The Favorite.
I'd never heard of her until she won the Oscar.
Yeah.
But apparently she's pretty talented. Dune Part 2, 2 hours, 46 minutes long. So
Wow,
That's
yeah.
going to be rough, but 8.9 right now. That's
It's
pretty-
good.
It's definitely popular.
My biggest complaint with it was what happened to me with Return of the Jedi. I didn't know that it was going to end as like it was going to end and I was going to be like, oh, what? It's not over yet. So that happened to me, Return of Jedi. I thought the movie was going to end and it didn't. It just kind of had like Han Solo was frozen at the end of the movie.
No, Empire Strikes Back.
Am I messing it up?
Yeah, Return of the Jedi is the last one.
That's the third one. Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
So
I was going to say.
that's what
no.
it was. Oh, so I was
Yeah,
disappointed
I
with
got you.
Empire
No,
Strikes
I got
Back.
you. But yeah, no, you're right because he's like you can't Han Solo can't end like that.
No.
You know, Luke Skywalker's got his hand cut or arm cut off and stuff.
I was just disappointed. I was disappointed with the way it ended. And I guess Dune, that was my complaint too. I walked out and was like, wait a minute, there's more to this story.
It's got if you know it, then you're gonna be like, yeah, it can't end like that.
But it's good. But it's really cool movie. I'm probably going to buy it. They're going to come out with a set of all three of
Oh,
them.
they're gonna have a huge box set, of course.
And I'll buy that. And I'm going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
because I'm just obsessed with that story.
Yeah, you're gonna
They-
be
you
like
know,
my ex-brother-in-law, the nerd that likes Lord of the Rings. That's gonna be you doing.
Sci-Fi Channel actually made a mini-series out of Dune.
I think I saw that somewhere. I
With,
didn't watch it, but
William Hurt. William
yes,
Hurt played
I
the
have
king.
seen that on Netflix. Yeah.
And
He's a good actor.
he is.
I like William Hurt.
And it was because I'm obsessed with the story. I thought they did a pretty decent job. There's a movie, a documentary called Jodorowsky's Dune, that this director, I forget what his first name is, Joe Dorowski. He's a very highly acclaimed director. Was going to do Dune, and they had it all laid out. They had it all ready to go, and then for some reason they pulled the plug on the whole thing. So it was going to be made before that, and somebody else made it because I was looking on the libraries, our library, Rockingham Free Public Library's website.
Nice plug.
Because I wanted to get, I wanted to take out Dune. I wanted to reserve it for me so I could watch it before the second one. And when I did, there's a picture came up, and it looks like it's from India. So somebody in India made a version of the story too.
Wow,
it's amazing. So
that's cool. I mean, it's obviously a big thing, you know. I mean, a lot of people like it. It's got a big following. I think the first one was it bad? Like, because I mean,
David Lynch one?
Yeah.
No, I was obsessed with it.
Because it was supposed to be like a huge movie, and it just, I don't know, was it because it was with Star Wars or whatever, same time as like the Star Wars movies came out, that it just...
I could be wrong about this, but I think back in the day, it opened the same weekend as Cotton Club, which was... That's not
like Jessica Tandy?
That's not Scorsese, is it? I think it might be
sure.
Brian De Palma.
Okay.
Richard Gere, Nicolas Cage.
Cotton Club? I don't know that movie.
It was about gangsters and stuff. That bombed too. Both of them opened like the same weekend. They were supposed to be the big summer movies that year, and they both tanked. But I always was I don't know, something about David Lynch's Dune is really super interesting to me. But they tried to cram too much story. Imagine this. The 9 hours of this new Dune, they crammed
into 2.5 hours?
Into 2.5 hours.
All right, so we do have to wrap up. But we're going to have to do another show. I think, is Tuesday going to be our new night? Is that what Colin wants?
If Colin's up for it,
I don't work Tuesday nights, so...
He gave us the nod.
All right, so...
All right, and I'll talk about that IMDb list next week.
Yeah, no, this was fun. I mean, obviously, we had a lot of catching up to do. But I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
Hey, and I'm Don Tretler. These are the ones you don't want to miss.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Here's Johnny.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.